Are there some things that I need to think about if I'm going to bring a caregiver into my home to help my mom, dad, or other aging relative? Um, or is it just as simple as just getting a referral and having somebody come in? So these are the type of questions that I field on a weekly basis. And one thing important that to consider when you have a caregiver that you're going to be bringing into your home is how can this all go wrong? Because we're focused on the problem or the circumstances, which is to alleviate the stress and provide the support for our aging loved one. And we're looking for another person that can provide that support. And so we're looking to solve that issue, and that's the solution. What often is not looked at or seen or considered, and that's okay if you've never been through it before, is what are the consequences or ramifications if things don't work out? Um, what if this individual doesn't support or care for my loved one in the best way because they haven't been properly trained or they're not certified, and somehow they injure or hurt my loved one on accident? What happens if they get hurt because of the stress and strain of caring for my loved one? They trip and fall just on their own independently. They somehow get hurt inside the home. Is my mom, dad, or other relative liable? And if it's my house, am I liable? Is that covered under my insurance? Those are things to consider. And the last is, well, how is the working relationship established? Is this an employer-employee relationship? Is this an independent contractor? If I'm just paying under the table, there won't be any issues, right? And so those are some three things to consider. So you want to look at people that have training and experience naturally in doing the work and caregiving and providing support services for individuals that need support with activities of daily living. Having gone through certified programs and having training and certainly have references and experience are going to be important. The second issue with liability, you can be, or your family member can be liable if somebody is injured in the home, and you're going to have to check to see how that's covered under the homeowner's insurance policy or umbrella policy, and how that might be looked at differently because this person is somebody you're employing. So looking at some other ways in which to cover those potential liabilities if someone is injured. And the third is there's wage and hour concerns because while you may be looking to pay someone under the table or that's how they are, that's going to be set up, or even if you formalize the arrangement with paying in checks or there's some paper trail, becomes a potentially employer-employee relationship, and there are some expectations there. What happens, and how do you move away and disassociate with that caregiver if you need to make a change? Is there some sort of implied contract that's there? Are there going to be challenges afterwards if when that person leaves? Has been terminated, or you've been moved in a different direction? Are they going to feel jilted and they're going to come after you or your mom, dad, or other relative and sue for unpaid wages? Are they going to claim that they are an employee and now there's going to be penalties because there are certain wages or hours that should have been given, breaks that they should have had, and it could be kind of very expensive if those penalties aren't imposed, if it's determined that they should have been treated as a part-time or full-time employee and they weren't given those particular benefits. So oftentimes it's helpful to go through an agency that can take care of the liability, that could take care of the employer-employee issues and the wage and hour claims issues, and of course also provide only certified trained individuals. So that is something that concerns you can take off of your plate. Not to say that individual caregivers won't work, but you're going to want to make sure that the working relationship is clear, that there's certain contracts that are set up, that insurances are considered and identified and confirmed, so that you don't have a situation really fall apart and become a negative one financially. And we're concerned with the rising cost of medical care and caregiving and making sure that there's enough money there to care for our loved ones, and that's their concern. The last thing that you want to do is create a situation where there's less funds to care because of a legal event like a lawsuit. that you're dealing with. So some considerations to think about, things that I talk to my clients about. And if you want to know more information about how to best care and support and plan for the aging of your mom, dad, or other loved one, please check out some of the videos on our YouTube channel. I think you'll find some great value there. I'm Kevin Snyder. I'm an estate planning elder law attorney, and I'm happy to help.